There's always that feeling when you're watching a movie and just think, do you think anyone else watched this other than you? I felt this with The Ritual Killer. I've always thought about this when, like, making a YouTube channel. I figured that I would have to, like, carve out a niche in something to say, like, oh yeah, like, I'm different from the rest of the other YouTube channels out there, like, that talk about movies. I don't think anyone else has talked about this movie, and it might be for a good reason. I must admit, this was a family night movie. I We saw that this was on, it came out this year. It has Morgan Freeman in it, and it also stars Cole Hauser, who is on Yellowstone right now. I don't watch Yellowstone. My parents watch it, and out of what I've heard, it's supposed to be a pretty good show, but I don't think it's my thing. I had no idea what this was going into it, but hearing it, I figured it was gonna be like a serial killer movie, because, you know, ritual killer. What do you think? And yeah, it's pretty much that. It's actually pretty much Seven as well. It's not exactly like Seven, I know, but like you gotta you gotta look at the like similarities here. What this movie's about is there was this detective who is like grieving over the loss of his wife and daughter, and he's back on the force. He's gotta, you know, get in there and like do his job. And there's this serial killer going around, like taking people's limbs, taking people's eyes, you know, all that weird shit. And there's also this professor played by Morgan Freeman, also Cole Hauser plays the detective. And Morgan Freeman has this knowledge of like why this killer's doing all of this, and I think that's a cool element of it, which I'll just get into that first. The element of why this killer is doing what they're doing is actually a cool idea. It's not something I knew about. I'm not gonna get into it because, you know, you might want to watch this. Sure, but it was something I hadn't heard of in like African history. So going into that, like in that aspect at least, I thought it was a cool idea in that you are bringing this culture into America? They never specifically said what city they're in, either that or I just don't remember. That's really all the praise I have for this one, because I think there's a reason why no one heard of this and it was just dumped on the Hulu. This was awful. Like, one of the worst movies of the year off. Morgan Freeman is a seasoned actor, we all know that. But is he going senile? Is that what's happening? Like, I don't want to call him going senile because, you know, I don't want to assume that, but like, is he? I will admit it is a fun bad, in my opinion, mainly because of Cole Hauser. He in the worst and also best way possible, the way you look at it, he's reminding me of late career Steven Seagal. Because I remember with some buddies of mine, we had watched one of Steven Seagal's late career movies. I believe it's called Kill Switch. And The Ritual Killer did not remind me of Kill Switch because Ritual Killer is a competently made movie. Like I'm not denying that this is a competent movie, which points to that. But Cole Hauser's performance in this is so much reminding me of Steven Seagal in Kill Switch that it was really funny. Like, I'm not doubting that Cole Hauser is a good actor. He's been in a lot of things. Like, out of the things I have seen him in, even in the bits and pieces I've seen him in Yellowstone, he is doing a good job. I just don't think the director did a good job with, like, directing him. He is, like, Seagal level bad in this. There also is the ending to this movie, which might be one of the most bonkers things I have ever seen, at least not knowing what I was getting into for a movie, because it is just so weird. Like, it was something that no road led to this aspect for it. I'm not gonna spoil it, because why am I talking about not spoiling The Ritual Killer, which is a Hulu original? I don't know. We found it on Hulu. That's all I know, and it came out this year. So, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Yeah, the Ritual Killer was laughably bad. 2 out of 10. I got nothing. Did you watch The Ritual Killer? Did anyone watch The Ritual Killer? I have no idea. Uh, I guess my question for you for this video is, what's your favorite detective movie? I said this was like 7. Maybe it's because Morgan Freeman was in it and I was having a lapse in judgment while watching this movie. But let me know. Like and subscribe. If you haven't already, you don't have to. Because if I get subscribers off of The Ritual Killer, that would be one of the funniest things in my time as a YouTuber at this point. I will see you in the next video. You? I don't know. This movie broke me. See ya.